let's start this. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Daily Musings. I am Allysia, as you probably already know, and I've had a very left-brained workday that started very early and has been going for quite a while. So I thought that the best approach would be to take a break by chatting with you guys and just talking about something fun. Like, we're just gonna have a fun little chat. I wanted to share some of the things that I've been enjoying lately, and I didn't give myself any type of category, so it could be anything from food to books to whatever. Just stuff that I've liked. And of course, this is the list of 10 things that I made since I've been enjoying making lists of 10 things, as you already know from my previous video on that particular topic from a couple days ago. So without further ado, first thing I have been enjoying. So I don't go to Costco very often because I hate it there. Good money savings and stuff, but there's so many people all the time at all hours of the day, and there are really big lines. Yeah, not a crowd person, not a Costco person, but they have these epic big packs of seaweed snacks. If you've never had seaweed snacks, they're like delicious nori. Nori's like the stuff that sushi rolls are made of. It's like seaweed. And they're these, the reason that I really like the Kirkland brand of these is because you can get like a giant pack, but each pack has like a ton of seaweed. These are way bigger than like health food store seaweed snack brands. There's like a ridiculous amount in here. They're crunchy, they're glorious. One of these giant packs is like 100 calories, so they're a really good like a healthy snack. And my daughter loves them. So me and my daughter, it's like an exciting treat if we get to have seaweed snacks. So number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list, and something else that I will show you. This fun book from the early 1900s. So I have a series of childhood education books that I've been slowly working my way through, written by a woman named Charlotte Mason. So she has, when I've been researching alternative forms of schooling, things like Montessori and Waldorf and things like that, I also came across Charlotte Mason's approach. A lot of this has been things that I've researched far into the past, but I've been meaning to go through her education series of 6 books, and I'm on number 2. Love them. Definitely not for everyone in terms of, you kind of have to get through the dense text, but there's so many good ideas in here that relate to so much more than just schooling. I'm reading this and I'm thinking like, man, this is like how adults should educate themselves too. So for example, one thing she talks about is in educating children, one of the most important things that you can teach them is like habits, basically. Train them in habits, because no matter what kind of nature you're born with, if you're born with kind of like a sour temperament or a jovial disposition or a tendency to ruminate or a tendency to just kind of like live in the moment, whatever your tendency is, habit is 10 times stronger than any tendency. So the idea of training children in habits being more important than just like stuffing their heads with facts is very interesting to read about and applies just as well to teaching adults. Really, really cool stuff in here. So I'm having a lot of fun going through those, combing through the goods. I want to recommend a blog that I've been reading lately, and it's Mr. Money Mustache's blog. You can just Google it. Basically, he's one of those FIRE guys, so FIRE, financially independent, retire early people. So what these people do, I'm kind of lumping them all into a category, but their whole thing is they live very frugally and modestly. So these are not lavish people. These are people who are living on like $20,000 a year, and they save over half of what they earn, and invest their savings, such that in like a decade or less, they are financially independent and can retire early and things like that. So his blog, along with the Millennial Revolution blog, is which is I believe they're Canadian, so it's nice hearing like the Canadian side of it, but they have a bunch of tips on basically like living with less. He has a bunch of sort of personal development-y type articles on things like how luxury is a weakness and things like this. So really good blog. I've been enjoying it, especially as I've been thinking about my own expenses and canceling a lot of subscriptions and things that I had previously had, and was kind of like just burning holes in my pocket. So that's a good one. So during the pandemic, which is obviously still going, I kind of stopped having lattes. Like I stopped going to coffee shops and getting lattes because I was like, I'm going to go out as little as possible. I'm going to be a good citizen. I'm not going to like go out. I'm going to just order food to my house. So somewhere around a month ago, I was like, you know what? I haven't had a latte in a really long time. I'm going to get a latte. and I got a latte, and it was delicious. And the week later, I was like, I should get another one. And then this weekly thing has turned into a near daily habit. I'm like, now that I've had lattes back in my life, I don't know, I'm like going off the deep end on latte consumption. So the opposite probably of what Mr. Money Mustache would recommend for spending habits. But oat milk lattes, man, the world has changed. Not just having, you have like multiple non-dairy latte options. So much fun. Squeeze of vanilla syrup. It's like a perfect drink. Speaking of food, another thing I've been enjoying lately, since I've been kind of in a, like, I don't want to say a busy mode. I haven't been busy, but I've been not wanting to focus too much of my energy in the kitchen. So what I've been doing for really quick lunches, like a 15-minute or less lunch, is basically just doing big stir fries. So I cook up a big batch of brown rice, and then that's just in the fridge. I can reheat portions as I need it. And then I'll fresh stir fry, because I work at home. And I work basically in my kitchen, so it's very easy for me to just like do this as I am working. But I chop up some vegetables, I stir fry them, and I toss them with a few seasoning ingredients. You could use like a pre-made sauce, like a peanut sauce. I usually make like a homemade teriyaki that takes about 2 minutes. And I like topping it with tofu or edamame beans. I think are both really good options. And that's my meal. So I get this kind of like saucy stir fry over rice with lots of sriracha, and 15-minute meal, nice and fresh. I have been also, another favorite thing, and this is again random, so I use Spotify, and they have a particular playlist. It's called Deep Focus, and I've been really into it this week. So I've been doing a lot of writing, a lot of kind of very technical type writing, and something about that, like, there's a lot of piano music in there. It's all instrumental. There's no vocals. Just really good to have in the background when you're doing, like, when I'm doing creative work and technical work. So loving that playlist. Speaking of music, Pyle is an artist that some of you may have heard of. He has a couple songs in particular I really like. One is Pretty Pimpin', and another one is Bass Ackwards. You gotta love the names. His lyrics are always really interesting. He's got this kind of like silly but also philosophical style of lyric writing, and it's guitar-based music. It has this really nice flow. A lot of his songs are really long, and they kind of just like create a vibe. So these are songs that I feel I can really just sink into. It's kind of the opposite of the music that I write. I write music where each song is very distinct from the next, and they kind of demand your attention somewhat. Whereas Pyle's music, I could put him on for 3 hours and know exactly the vibe I was getting, because all of his music kind of has this like is introspective, but I don't know, it's like I don't know, his music tends to make me feel of the earth. I feel gratitude when I listen to his music more easily. It's just a really good headspace artist, so I really like him. Number 8. So since I've been doing a lot of writing lately, and I've been harvesting a lot of research lately, I've been playing around with different ways and different platforms for writing. So I've really been enjoying Calmly, C-A-L-M, Calm, and then L-Y. They have an online writer, so it's just like Calmly Online. And basically what it is a word processor that's super no frills. It's really simple. So if you want to write with just total blank space, it's amazing, because there's nothing on the screen. There's no distractions or anything. There's very few commands or different types of, like, you could do a few heading styles and stuff, but there's not much else aside from that. So it's a very good format for writing long articles and things like that. I've really been enjoying it. I actually have the desktop version that I've been using, but you can use the online version as well. And it'll save, like, you can save a bunch of files and stuff on it as well, even if you're using the free online version. So really cool. A blog I've been enjoying, in addition to Mr. Money Mustache, is in a totally different vibe, is Wait But Why by Tim Urban. So this blog is, I don't know, he's kind of my inspiration for long form content writing. I recently read a long blog post that he does. So one thing he does is he deep dives a topic, researches the crap out of it, and then writes a super long article about it. So his blog posts are epic. He did a blog post on AI. I can't remember what it's called specifically, but if you Google Tim Urban AI, it should come up. Very freaky, very fascinating. It kind of opened up this whole world to me that I didn't even know existed. So been loving that. Been loving digging into a subject that I know very little about. And his blog post is a great introduction to AI if you were like me and just don't really know anything about the tech or the future of AI. And finally, one thing I've been enjoying lately is waking up at 6 a.m. I go through phases where I'm super lazy and I sleep in, and that's fine. And I go through phases where I really like waking up early. Now, the reason I've been liking waking up early now, first of all, I'm a morning person. My mom's the same way. She's out of bed at like 4:45 a.m. Like she's hardcore. But I find that between 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., I do my best work. I'm the most focused. I have sharp, clear mental energy. And I would rather wake up at 6 and have an afternoon nap than waste that time in the morning. Not waste, but if I'm going to sleep, I'd rather have it be in the afternoon. Now, I still have to figure out how to get to bed in time, like by 10 or 11 p.m. That's been a little bit of a struggle for me. But 6 a.m. wake ups, definitely been having really good days because of that. Like really enjoyable days that have nice flow to them where I don't feel overwhelmed. Or rushed or busy or anything like that. So that's been absolutely fabulous. And I spend the first hour of my day at the minimum, sometimes more, reading. And this is such a fun way of waking up. I love waking up like this. It puts me in such a good headspace at the beginning of the day. So that's my list of 10 things that I've been enjoying lately. Oh, there's bonus 11. This one's more than just lately. I've been enjoying this for a while. So I really hate taking supplements in the sense that I don't like pills. Like I don't not a pill person. But I got this vitamin D that's a spray. It's got flavor. You just spray it in your mouth and then you have, you get your vitamin D for the day. So most of my supplements that I take are in some kind of liquid form like this. It's also really great if you have a toddler because giving supplements to a toddler can be difficult too. Obviously they have chewable things and stuff, but I like being able to give vitamin D. In our northern climate, super important, and she loves the taste of this. It is it's by Innotech, vitamin D3 with lemon essential oil. Has 170 sprays. This is great stuff. So, bonus 11. All right, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I'll catch up with you later.